Well, that's your story of the FA Cup quarter-final. Southampton 2, Arsenal 1. Now, this is what annoys me about our result today, is the fact that if we'd have beaten City, we could get Southampton. The draw hasn't been done yet. There are more games to go tomorrow. But this is what annoys me the most about our result today. Because we could genuinely, City will likely get Southampton. Am I wrong? They will likely get Southampton. That is just how the cookie crumbles. And it's really annoyed me. Because we could have got Southampton. Not saying that Southampton would have been an easy team to play, considering they've just beaten one of the best teams in Europe this season. But, they're not exactly the best team in the world. And I think we've got the team to beat them, considering we did beat them earlier on in this season in the Carabao Cup. Depending on which stadium it could have been at, who knows. But this is what annoys me. That Arsenal have lost to Southampton today, and we could have got them in the semi-finals. But we didn't. No, we're out the FA Cup. Yeah, we've got the Champions League to play for. We're out the FA Cup, and our season, I don't know, I think it's more or less done and dusted, isn't it? Because I have very little hope for our Champions League fixture against PSG. Very little hope for it. I'm not very hopeful at all. I know you got to be optimistic about these sort of things, but I'm not really. I'm just not. We're playing a PSG side who are very, very good, who have got some very good players. They've got Kvaratskhelia, Desiree Doué, obviously current Ballon d'Or winner Ousmane Dembele, Lucas Chevalier, Bradley Barcola. They've got some very good players. Vitinha, Fabian Ruiz. I could go on forever. They've got some very, very good players in that team. And it's highly likely with the defence we've got that we are just going to get ripped to shreds. Bradley Barcola's going to have a field day. We're going to get torn to shreds. Kvaratskhelia is going to tear us to shreds. We're not going to have a fun day. I think it's Wednesday next week, but it's not going to be fun. I will be doing a watch-along for it. Hopefully. I might be doing it. I don't know. But I'll definitely be watching the game. I watched today's game, and we were crap. We were awful. But yeah, let's take the attention away from Liverpool. Southampton, yeah. Absolutely fabulous for them. Some people say that the FA Cup is dead. And I think there are parts of the FA Cup that have been killed. Because of money, because of corporate sponsors, stuff like that. But there are parts of it that are still alive. I think one thing that killed the FA Cup was taking replays away. Let's just go an example, maybe. Wrexham-Chelsea. That would have gone to a replay if replay still existed. Because it was 2-2, I'm sure, by full-time whistle. So Chelsea got away with Chelsea would have probably beaten Wrexham at their stadium anyway. Port Vale today, 7-0. League One out of the Port Vale. Man City beat Exeter 10-0. They're League One. Do you want a medal or something? Do you want achievement? What do you want for it? You beat a League One side 7-0. Who cares? But yeah, you'd expect Chelsea to win that game today. I'm not. I don't care. I'm not bothered. Let's move on. But yeah, I wouldn't say the FA Cup is dead. I think certain elements of the FA Cup are dead. Like replays, not having them in the game has killed it. I think having semi-finals and finals at Wembley, I think that's killed part of the FA Cup. We shouldn't have the semi-final and final at Wembley. That just doesn't it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Like, can we just go back to the FA Cup final being at like Old Trafford, Villa Park, Cardiff Stadium? What's that called? What's that called? What's Cardiff Stadium called? I know it, but it won't come off my tongue. Oh, I'm gonna kick myself. I'm gonna have to search that up. After recording this video. What is their ground called? I can't remember what Cardiff's ground's called. Anyway, yeah. I don't think Anfield's ever been a FA Cup semi final stadium, has it? But yeah, we should go back to the FA Cup final being at neutral stadiums, because it's just killed the game at being at Wembley. The semi-final doesn't need to be at Wembley as well as the final. I think we should have, maybe, if we're going to change it up, we should have the semi-final being at neutral grounds. So, say Man City, don't know, say Man City get Chelsea in the semi-final of the FA Cup. And that is the reason why I've started filming on a camera, an actual camera, because this no, let's not do that. This phone just keeps cutting out, and it's really starting to get on my nerves. So we're just going to try and keep it flowing. I can't remember what I last said. That was it. I think if we don't want the FA Cup to be dead, which we don't, I think that, like, say Chelsea, I don't know, say Man City played Chelsea at home in the FA Cup semi-final, that should be at the Etihad, not Wembley. Like, that's what's killing the game. Having, well, not the game, but FA Cup, that, having semi-finals, I mean, Wembley, I don't think it should be an FA Cup semi-final venue. Like, the Champions League, obviously the finals held in different countries every season. This year is Budapest. I don't know what stadium it will be at, and it's a neutral venue every single year. Last year's was at, what was last year's? I don't remember. Was it Wembley last year? I seem to remember one of the Champions League finals being at Wembley over the last couple of years. Was last year Wembley? I don't have a clue. But we have, we have gone into a bit of a tangent there. But yeah, I just wanted to say that I don't think the FA Cup is dead, but there are parts of the game, elements of the FA Cup that have been killed off. Like, replays, I think that's totally killed the FA Cup. Like, you don't get that excitement of, like last season, when Tamworth took Tottenham to penalties. Extra time. Tamworth would have loved an away day at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Like, a National League team going to that stadium. They'd have loved it. Those fans would have loved it. But no, FA Cup replays are not a thing, and that did not happen. Spurs obviously did end up winning that game, meaning that Tamworth did not get... God, I can't speak today. I don't know what's wrong with me. Meaning that Tamworth fans did not get a trip to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. But yeah. Anyway, back onto Southampton Arsenal. Arsenal, obviously, they will not be winning more than 3 trophies now this season. They'll win the Premier League. That one's done and dusted. I can't see Man City catching up now with less than 7 games to go. They're not going to win the Champions League, in my opinion. I think the only way... who have they got next? I think it was out of Man... Is it Real Madrid they've got next? No, Bayern. Who have they got? Have they got Atletico next? Who have Arsenal got? Now, I feel like I should know this. I really should know this, shouldn't I? Have Arsenal got Atletico? I seem to think Arsenal have got Atletico next. I think I'm right. But yeah. I don't think Arsenal will beat Bayern. To be honest, I think Bayern are really, really good this season. They might not get past Atletico. Who knows? But obviously the Champions League is this week. But yeah, obviously they. Oh no, they play Sporting, don't they? Yeah, I don't know why I had it in my head that they play Atletico. No, they play Sporting, so I think they'll win both of those legs. It depends. Sporting were really good in that game against Bodo. They really were. But yeah, I think Arsenal will beat Sporting both times. I don't think they'll win the Champions League though. I mean, a double of the Premier League and the Champions League. That's a great double. That, but I don't think that Arsenal are going to win more than 3 trophies. Well, they can't win more. It's impossible for them to win more than 3 trophies. I don't think they'll win more than 2, to be honest. Oh, they can't win more than 2. Again, it's impossible. They're knocked out of the FA Cup. I think after this is sometimes what happens, and it's happened with Liverpool a lot of times. Obviously, before we went into the international break, Arsenal lost 2-0 to Man City in the Carabao Cup final. This always happens with Liverpool whenever they lose. Like, the wheels fall off for us. Even when we won it back in the 23-24 season against Chelsea, the wheels fell off. It's because we sort of relaxed, I think. We're still in the Premier League title race. We've been knocked out of the FA Cup. We got knocked out of the Europa League. And, I think it was more or less settled. The 2-2 draw against Man United at Old Trafford settled that we were not going to win the Premier League that season. But yeah. I think that when teams play a cup final so early in the season, is February early in the season? I don't know. So early into the new year, we'll say, it sort of derails their performances in other competitions. Like Arsenal, you wouldn't see that if... I don't know. Had they... I don't know. But the wheels may start to fall off. I think they'll win the Premier League. But it happened last season when I think it was when Liverpool lost the was Plymouth before the Carabao Cup or after? I seem to remember it was after. Yeah, it was. It was like April time. Yeah. Or was it? It was after we played Accrington Stanley. When would that have been? March time? I don't know. But yeah, after we'd lost that game against Newcastle, our season just went to crap. We still won the Premier League, but we got knocked out of the Champions League. I think that the Champions League is what did us for the season. And it was a mixture of us getting knocked out early stages of the Champions League. We got knocked out early stages of the FA Cup. And we got bummed in the final of the Carabao Cup. It was a mixture of all that. But yeah, Arsenal won't be winning more than 1 trophy, in my opinion, this season. I think the Premier League will do them, and I don't think they'll win the Champions League. I think they'll probably get to quarter-final, semi-final of the Champions League, and then they'll get knocked out. But yeah, massive result tonight for Southampton, and you just love to see that, don't you? You just love to see upsets like that, and they've beaten a very informed European side. I do think since the turn of the year, Arsenal have been a bit, ropey. Is that just me, or is anyone else thinking that? I'm not sure. Give me your opinions and your comments down below. But yeah, Arsenal will not be winning more than 1 trophy this season. And yeah, great result for Southampton as always. That will give them a massive boost. And yeah, obviously good luck to Southampton in the playoffs. Yeah. This is brilliant. It's just brilliant when you get something like this in the FA Cup. Obviously, right at the start of this FA Cup season, we had Macclesfield beating Crystal Palace, and I thought that was an amazing result for Macclesfield, the 5th division of English football. Amazing for Macclesfield, considering in the situation they've been, 5-6 years ago. I think they got liquidated. Or they had to or they like dropped down a few leagues, but they were in League Two like 7 years ago, and I think they dropped down a few leagues. And yeah, to add that to the story is brilliant. To add knocking out the FA Cup holders is a fabulous story. But yeah, we will not see Arsenal go into Wembley this season. Well, we've seen them once go to Wembley. I meant in the FA Cup. We will not see them go to Wembley in the FA Cup. So yeah, Arsenal, I do not think they'll be winning more than one trophy this season. If you enjoyed that video, you know what to do, which means like, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and I will see you lovely lot in the next one. Please take care of your beautiful selves, and as always, peace out. See you in the next one.